In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to use the Elevenlabs API key. First, sign into your account on the Elevenlabs platform. Once you are inside the dashboard, look to the lower left sidebar and click on Developers. From there, open the API Keys tab. This is where you can create and manage the keys your projects will use to securely connect to the service. Next, click Create API Key. You will be asked to give your key a name, and in some cases you may also be able to configure optional settings, such as character limits or specific permissions. It's a good idea to choose a clear name that helps you remember what the key is for, especially if you plan to use different keys for different apps or environments. After that, click Create Key, then copy the key immediately. This part is very important because, for security reasons, the full key will only be shown once. If you don't save it right away, you may need to create a new one later. Be sure to store it somewhere safe and private. Now let's talk about setup. Never place your secret API key directly inside your application code, especially if your project might ever be uploaded to a public repository. A much safer approach is to store it in a .env file at the root of your project. This keeps your key separate from your source code and makes it easier to manage across different environments. Once your environment variable is set up, you can implement the key in your project. If you are using raw HTTP requests, such as CURL or fetch, all direct REST API calls need to include your credentials in a custom HTTP header called API key. That header is how Elevenlabs knows the request is authorized. A common example is making a request to fetch the list of available voices. The exact request can vary depending on your tool or programming language, but the key idea stays the same. Your API key is passed through the API key header, not typed directly into random parts of the request. One final and very important security tip. If you are building a front-end web app or a mobile app, do not use your API key directly on the client side. People can inspect network traffic or application files, which means your key could be exposed and abused. Instead, keep the key on a secure backend server and make requests from there. That's the process for creating, storing, and using your Elevenlabs API key safely. Thanks for watching.